live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Pigskin players. First off, give yourself a round of applause for tuning in, tapping in with us. We appreciate it wholeheartedly. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. But as you know, like, subscribe, drop them comments below, and share it with a friend. But we here, we live, we got a lot to talk about. Welcome, yes, Pigskin players. First off, they got their Pooh Shiesties on in LA at the Rose Bowl. So, it has it. During the Colorado UCLA game, it was reported that a lot of the Colorado players had jewelry, money, and a lot of other items that we don't know. They haven't announced that yet. We're taken. Is it me, or does it seem like college football or America just hates Colorado football? Or is it the confidence that head coach prime, Deion Sanders, displays and offers these young men? He's giving them game, offering game. We call it OG. He's confident in what he does. They have won more games than people have thought they will win, starting with the first game of the year. It has been some game. Besides the Oregon game, that I feel like that's been the only game they got their butt kicked. Every game they was in it and one or two plays away from having a different record. But for them to be in the trenches, battling in the game, which they could have won, Shiloh getting ejected, that was a turning point of the game because they lost one of their biggest and best defenders. So football is all about momentum, ladies and gentlemen. And when that happens, you lose one of your great defenders that brings that every single week. Look at the tape. When that happened, that changed that whole UCLA game. But back to the point of these gentlemen having their jewelry, cash, and things that they worked hard for, stolen while they're battling. Let's listen to what Coach Prime has to say about this. Let's take a quick break and listen to that.
Okay, let me address this. Our kids got robbed during the game last week. I think that's a travesty, and I would expect the NCAA to do something about that. These are college kids. I'm pretty sure they don't think about insurance at this point in this juncture in their life. We've talked about NILs and how to really maintain their finances. We've pretty much given them financial planners and given them the resources for that. But the insurance part of it, we slipped, and we didn't really educate them on that. So I wish, I know the kids would be forthright in what was stolen, and some of our staff members as well. And now all that stuff should be replaced. This is the Rose Bowl. They said the granddaddy of them all, right? I'm sure granddaddy has some money. Grandpa should have some money to get these kids. I'm going to have a list made out from these young men, and I know they're going to be truthful about what they lost so we could try to get that back for them. They may not be able to get the items back, but we should be able to reimburse them. That was unbelievable. But I did hear that the home team was robbed as well. So I don't know, but I did hear that. But that don't make no sense when you're out there balling and playing your heart out, and you're getting robbed in the same aspect. So I hope we could do something about that NCAA. You do something about everything else. Do something about that. When it comes to kids, in regards to the kids, NCAA, you do something about everything else. Do something about this one. Okay, let's get down.
I felt every single thing that Coach Prime said. It's just bad. And we know the Rose Bowl been around for years. Like you said, Granddaddy got that old money. So make sure, like those kids probably didn't have insurance on those things that, they lost. And that were not lost, but were stolen. Correction. And now there's reports saying that some UCLA players had some things stolen. I believe that is pure cow manure in good terms for all the younger folks watching. Got to keep it, clean. It's terrible. They've been playing there for umpteen years. I never heard no stories till today or yesterday, whenever you hear this. But nothing until this Colorado, UCLA, Coach Prime there. And just out of nowhere, only the Colorado players have their things stolen. So let's make sure we do something about that. Come on, college football. Come on, Rose Bowl. Let's take care of those players that had their things stolen. If not, let's get it back. If we can't get it back, let's replace it or make it better. But that was totally unacceptable. And I feel you, Coach Prime. But let's make sure we take care of those players that lost their things while they're battling, playing, working hard, trying to compete, get to the next level. Now they got to worry about security and whether their stuff can be safe. That's BS. Let's go ahead and get it, though. Let's take care of them, though, people. Pigskin players. What we got next? Pigskin players, baby. Pigskin players. Pigskin players. Let's eat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, drop them comments below. And we'd like to take this time out to shout out our sponsors, our people that's, showing some love and supporting what we do. So today we like to shout out Center Roofing. If you haven't heard about Center Roofing and you're in the area, the Fort Wayne surrounding areas, check out Center Roofing if you need the best and the most efficient with the great customer service experience. Check out Center Roofing. Here's some of the information below. Pigskin players. We eat. We support. Thank you so much. Well, welcome back, Pigskin players. We back. We live. Like and subscribe below. We like to thank you all for tuning in, for the support. We got a lot to go over as we started with, the Pooh Shiesties going down and at the Rose Bowl, but we on to the next now. Big topic, big topic right now. Breaking news. The college football playoff rankings. You see the jersey in the back, so it's always go blue. But the top four teams has been announced, and it has Ohio State at number one. I can see why they put them there. We give credit to them what credit is due. They have beat Notre Dame and they beat a Penn State team. Both of those teams, both ranked in the top 15 of college football. The defending back-to-back champions, Georgia, coming in at number two. Their November is looking very, very crazy, and that can change a lot of things in the rankings with Georgia playing number 12 Missouri. That's going to be a good game. Number 10 Ole Miss and number 17 Tennessee. So if they happen to win out those rest of those games, I could easily see them being back at the number one spot just because of that strength of the schedule. Right now, Ohio State comes in at number one. Number three, we got Big Blue in the house. Big Blue, you see the jersey in the back. Big time Michigan fans. Shout out to all my Michigan, fans out there. And I must admit, our schedule has been a little bit, weak. But if we win out and we beat, that team over there, the Buckeyes, that's the biggest game, the best rivalry in college sports, Ohio State versus Michigan. It is. We're gonna have some more conversations about that as we get closer to the game. But our biggest win right now is against Rutgers, who's 6-2 right now. We have Penn State coming up in Ohio State. So if we happen to win out, beat Ohio State, who's ranked number one, we can have a discussion for being that number one team. But the way things looking in Michigan, with them trying to say, we're spying on other teams in football, like again, Coach Prime said, I'm a firm believer of it. No matter if you know the play in football, you still got to line up and stop it. So the whole, thing going on with the reporters going to games, what everybody does it. I'm not saying that it is right, but in football, it doesn't have that same impact on the game like baseball or any other sports. So I can honestly say that probably plays into a factor why we slid down to number three. But we have Penn State coming up, Ohio State, and I think Rutgers. No, that's Ohio State. But yeah, Michigan coming in at three. And then at number four, for all you knows, fans out there, the biggest win coming over LSU, who was number five at that. That was the first game of the season. That was a real good game. Florida State came out there and showed out. They beat them. They're number five. A good win over Duke. They're ranked number 16. Florida still has Miami and Florida left on their schedule. Those are both rivalry games, so we'll see how that plays out. Number 5, Washington, they possibly have the Heisman candidate and Michael Penix coming in at number 5. And that rounds out your college football playoff rankings. So it's going to be very interesting this rest of this November, how things play out. I can't wait. Like I said before, we'll talk more about the game, the biggest rivalry as we get closer, right after Thanksgiving. I always look forward to that. So you have it right there. Pigskin Players, let's eat 2023 college football rankings. Let's go. Well, Pigskin Players. NFL news. Hey, shout out my uncle. He a big Raiders fan. So this segment is dedicated to you, Unc. What's going on with the Raiders? Less than 2 seasons into their contract, the Raiders. Mark Davis. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on with him? Come on now. Come on. Mark Davis, Tuesday night. Less than two years in a contract. Fire head coach Josh McDaniels, who haven't really been him since Tom Brady. That's another story for another day. And GM David Ziegler on Tuesday. He's out of there. Less than 2 years in a contract. So the Raiders is out of a coach right now. Could something be lining up where possibly Harbaugh shifts and goes back to college, and possibly either Chicago or the Raiders both need a coach? Could he be the guy? Could he? That's another conversation for another day. But the Raiders, what's going on? You guys don't got a coach again, Raiders. I feel for Devontae Adams right now. Childhood team was the Raiders. He goes there. They trade his college roommate. His whole reason of going to the Las Vegas Raiders was to play with Derek Carr, who's now in New Orleans, and he's unhappy. We seen that this past game. Came to the sideline very frustrated. We all have been there in the heat of a game where you're not, being utilized. The frustration. Like, come on now, get me the ball, and we're going to make some plays. So I feel everything that Devontae Adams is going through. I was a person that believed that the Chiefs should have made a run and tried to get him before the trade deadline. But he's there. No coach now. No GM. Obviously, they're in rebuild mode. So who's going to be that next coach to get the Raiders to where they used to be at? That dominant team that, made a presence in that AFC West. But now, there's a new sheriff in town. And he has 2 Super Bowls. And his name is Patty Mahomes. And he runs that division. So, Pigskin Players, let me know what you think. Who should be the Raiders' next head coach? Like and subscribe below. Let's eat. 3, 2, 1. One of my favorite parts, one of the things that's really, really dear to my heart that a lot of people don't know that I really take pride in is them cooking skills. Thus the name Eat. So on today's episode, we stepped outside the box a little bit and tried something, just put our skills together, our mind together, our taste buds. So on today's episode, we're having some buffalo chicken BLT wraps. Let's check them out.
We got that chicken getting together real quick. That chicken. And that pepperoni and sometimes that bacon, sometimes I can't stay away from. We're gonna put that in there. We already got that seasoned up real good, but like I said, buffalo chicken BLT wraps. So we chowing down on our pregame show meal, whatever we like to call it. Let's eat. Got everything cut up, as you can see. I'm ready to prepare with the ranch. Got some little bacon bits in there. We're about to see. Let's eat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace, love, more blessings. As you can see, we like to eat good, have fun, all the above. But once again, we like to thank you all for tuning in for another episode of Pigskin Players, brought to you by Eat. Enjoy y'all evening. Peace, love, and more blessings.